who was actually got in a big accident
Yep.
right after they won the Stanley Cup. I think it was 97, 98. I think he got in an accident.
Yeah, 98.
And he, he's actually paralyzed now, which is
Paralyzed now.
unfortunately. But he was one of my favorite defensemen growing up, and just kind of grew up as a Wings fan. My whole, I mean, I'm a Boston fan just from being from New England as well. Being able to go down and see the Bees play every once in a while is always fun. But I always grew up hating the Avalanche, and they had a great rivalry through the mid '90s, and some fun fights and stuff to watch.
Maybe we could get the experts' input here. What does Detroit need to do to get out of this funk that they're in?
I don't know. I mean, I feel like Detroit, almost every year they go through a certain point through their season where they're they're an older team, pretty much perpetually. And they've got a couple of young sellers, Datsuk's still playing well, and some other guys. But, I think that they go through it, and as long as they get it together for playoffs, that's the big thing. They usually end up coming in first or second either way. And, I'm not too worried. You go through injuries, you go through, slow spells. I think I got to start scoring some more power play goals, though. I mean, I know, with any team, as soon as you start putting in power play goals, tides turn. And, Nicky Lidstrom's, great up there on the point, and I still like Chelly, even though he's a million years old. And
40,000.
Yeah, still can play, though. I'll give him that.
He's still, you know what? And he's one of the better shaped guys in the league. He's still in, the best shape possible for being his age, which
it's phenomenal. I mean, I'll say for the minutes he plays a game, it's pretty impressive. So,
power play goals, now that you brought that up, Icecats, they revamped their power play about midway through the season. They put you on the point, put Morrow on the point. How has that benefited them?
Well, I think actually right now it's me and Capobianco who have been on the point for the last couple of games, and me and Cap have got a pretty good understanding of where we are, and I think it's just keeping consistency. I mean, we know that a lot of teams, we've got the skill to work it down low and score some goals from down low. Robbie's been on fire, has just been putting. He has 37 goals or something like that right now. He's got a ton of goals.
Third in the nation right now in goals.
And that's another big thing. Third in the nation, and we're not even making national tournament. I mean, that's we're not blowing teams out every game and this and that. But he's scoring a lot of goals. Connie's getting him the puck a lot. But I think the bottom line is we're working the puck around. We've got that threat down low and then out high. We've got that. We've got some shots going in there and getting some rebounds. I think that's the big thing is getting the puck in the zone, getting it set up, and just not letting the other team be ready to block shots or get in the way.
So earlier in the season, it all started at Colorado State. We were 6-1, won the first game against Colorado State, and then went on a 3-game losing streak. And it was just kind of sporadic from then on. Bodie, Edwall were both kind of back and forth, and Long Beach State, the defending Division II runners-up. I mean, that was a heck of a weekend right there, 7-0, 5-0. But you look at the early season losses, like to Colorado State getting swept by St. Louis.
Yeah.
It's obviously that had to have something to do with why we're not higher ranked.
Absolutely. I mean, absolutely. That definitely hurts us a lot. But I think the other hard thing is, those definitely hurt us and definitely made our chances of making nationals and everything like that a lot slimmer. But I think the hard thing is our strength of schedule from the get-go was so weak that we pretty much from my personal opinion that we would have had to almost win out. I mean, I think we would have had to been 25-5, 27-3, something like that. To even come near it, because losing to Texas Tech, losing to St. Louis just killed us, unfortunately. In the rankings, in the eyes of other people, and we could have been moving up, one spot at a time. Even if it was each ranking, we were dropping, unfortunately, and it's just a lot of ground to make up. I'm not saying that we should have jumped 7 spots in that last ranking, but I think from the get-go we've kind of been, pegged as as a weak team for whatever reason this year, and. Like I said, teams don't like us. And, I'll be first to say I wouldn't want to play against us. We're not the nicest kids in the world to play against. And we do like to run our mouths a little bit. But
who doesn't?
Yeah, exactly. It's part of hockey. It's part of. I don't know if you've seen the Brian Bellows thing online or whatever. It's pretty funny of him.
The Philadelphia Flyers when he's
on the Pens. He's sitting there on the bench. They're talking to this guy Bellows. I think it's Brian Trottier and this guy Bellows is on the ice. And they're just talking to him on the ice, just making fun of him the whole time. It's pretty funny.
I think I've seen it have some pretty vulgar words in it.
Absolutely.
We can't repeat here.
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah, that's is that what you guys are like?
Yeah, well, I wouldn't. I don't know. I'm not gonna say we're that bad or that good. It depends on our times, and there are a few kids on our team who like to talk. They like to get under the skin of the other team, and it works sometimes, and other times it gets us into trouble. But it definitely makes for an interesting game.
Hey, that's hockey, and if you can't take it, take your skates off.
Absolutely,
and go home. But you look at since December 8th of last season, or of last year, 2 losses. You would have thought that that the voters would have given you a little more mercy. You lost that game to Arizona State. 5-2. And since then, the only loss came to the Division I, defending national champions.
Yeah, I mean, and I think the hard thing with it is, like I said, I mean, we come out to play, and going, I think it was like we went 9 out of 10 this semester, and that's really good. I mean, at a certain point, like, just going 9 out of 10, coming to play every weekend is, I mean, it sounds, it should happen every weekend, but it's hard not to have a mental breakdown every once in a while. It's hard not to get a little bit, overconfident, and not show up one game. And, all it takes is, especially in this league, is one team to show up and the other team to, maybe not show up or not have everybody show up and not have a few bounces. And I think we've got it through it. I mean, we've definitely gone down in a couple of our games early and managed to claw our way back. Yeah. And we've definitely gone up in a couple of games and kind of thrown it apart a little bit. But in the end, the end result worked out well. And we've had some good goaltending. We've had, some good goals when we needed them, and some exciting games. I mean, I have to say that I think this is definitely one of the most fun semesters to come out and watch. I mean, just the last 2 ASU weekends, talking to some of my friends and people who have come out, they said it was a blast. I was, on the bench a little bit more nervous than enjoying that. But, it's definitely fun. I mean, it's fun to see good hockey. It's fun to see some hitting and some goals. It's never bad to see some high-scoring games.
So you've got 3 goals on the season.
Yeah.
13 assists, 16 points, 68 PIMs. Nice.
Yeah, so, I try to keep it under 100 every year. I'm not doing too bad this year. I don't know.
Not pulling the old Hotarik on us?
Yeah, I'm not that high. I don't know what he is at. He's over 100, I know, but I don't know. I haven't been kicked out of too many yet. I got a 10, I think, last weekend, but
it's the price you pay, man.
Yeah, that's what happens when you're up in Utah. I don't know. For some reason, I think every year I manage to get one up there. I don't think the Mormon people up there like me too much for whatever reason, but we'll leave it at that. I don't know.
So Texas Tech coming into these last 2 games here, the last 2 games of your Icecats career. What's it going to mean to you?
I'm just trying to enjoy my last 2 games. Really playing competitive hockey, being able to put someone to the boards and play some good hockey. I think that's it's going to be fun. It's we definitely got a bone to pick with these guys, but we'll just see where it goes from here. I mean, I just want to enjoy them, stay healthy, and get out of this weekend with hopefully 2 wins.
What do you think you're going to do next after? You going to try to still stay in hockey somehow? Or?
I don't know yet. I mean, I got to see where I'm working, see what's going on with that. One of my good friends, Dad's the GM for the San Jose Sharks, and we were talking about a pro hockey option in China. But I don't know if that'll materialize or what that's necessarily going to mean. But at this point, I'm just enjoying the rest of my season, seeing where it goes. I mean, I definitely want to play men's league, do something to stay in shape. Who knows if I want to play in a competitive league or if my body wants that at all. Yeah. So,
well, you could pull the old Chris Chelios, keep going until you're
50, yeah,
46. 47.
Well, hopefully I'm skating until then. I'll leave it at that. I mean, I want to keep on skating. I mean, it's definitely something that's a good release for any frustrations I have or anything like that, and a good way to stay in shape. And I don't know. I mean, I'll miss it too much if I just stop playing completely. So I'm not too worried about that. But on the other hand, it is time to get a job, and figure out where that's going to lead me and how I'm going to support myself. So we'll see.
Well, in a season full of downs for the University of Arizona against our rivals to the north, the Icecats have beat them 7 out of 8 times this year. So definitely you've given this, you and the rest of the team, obviously, have given this university something to rally around. Hey, we beat ASU 7 out of 8 times, whereas nobody else has beat ASU in anything yet. And softball right around.
It's been a rough season for us, I hear you. It's disappointing.
Yeah, definitely, to say the least. But Texas Tech, Friday and Saturday, the 22nd, 23rd, final games of the season for the Icecats. Coming out in support. They're 20-8 right now. After winning all those games, they only moved up 1 spot in the rankings. But what are you going to do? That's how the puck rolls sometimes. So that is Max Sliwinski. We're going to take a commercial break, and we wish you the best of luck in whatever your endeavors are.
Thank you much.
All right, we'll be right back on the Double Minor.